Welcome to another episode of Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, Real Live with the Real Secrets of Money with your host, myself, Damon, the agent. I wanted to first thank each and every one of you all for joining me today, Friday, May 23rd, 2025. And as always, if you're not following me on all social media platforms, please go ahead on and hit that like, follow, and subscribe buttons on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, YouTube, Pinterest, Snapchat, and TikTok. I want to thank you for joining me again, as always. And as always, let me dive right into my topic of today. And my topic of today is writing a winning offer when it pertains to real estate. A lot of times people tend to look at TV such as HGTV, people go on Zillow, people tend to go by the advice of someone that they know bought a house maybe 6 months ago, 6 years ago. But there are many veritable factors when it pertains to purchasing a home. So I just want to give a few tidbits and everything. And also, I'm sorry about that. And also, just let you all know that there are many veritable factors that can help you write a winning offer. So, first of all, once a buyer has found the home of their choice, there's certain things that a person should do. Number one is always speak with your real estate professional. If you don't have a real estate professional, I would strongly advise you to have one, because what you have to understand is if you choose a home that's been sitting on the market and you go to that agent who listed that property, understand that their first due diligence is always to the sellers. So they don't represent you. So they're not going to always tell you what amount you can offer, what to do in certain things. All they can do legally is write the offer for you, because, again, their due diligence is to the seller. So first, always make sure that you get a real estate professional and trust their advice. Number two is study the days on the market when you look at a home of your choice. This is very crucial because depending on the days on the market, sometimes depending on whether you can negotiate that price or not. Now, in fairness, all houses are negotiable. All prices are negotiable. But when there's a high demand on a property, and if the house has just come on the market, sometimes they don't become negotiable. But you really need to study the days on the market, because this will help you to determine whether or not you can adjust the price, or maybe not, depending on how badly you may want that home. Also, run the comps. The comps is the CMA. The CMA is basically the comparable in the area. You want to see if this house is listed at whatever price is listed at, what have sold in the area. You want to look at the like homes that have sold in the area, because it determines whether or not the list price is justifiable, or if you can write another offer adjusting the price accordingly. And then also pay attention to which market we are in. And what I mean by that is study whether we're in a seller's market or if we're in a buyer's market. The reason why you have to study which market that we are in also is because depending on which market we're in, it determines a lot as far as the offer that you write, whether it will be accepted or not. For example, if we are in a seller's market where there tends to be more buyers than houses, there's a high demand. So a lot of times, that's why sometimes houses will become multiple offer. A lot of times prices will go up quickly over list price, because we're in a seller's market. But if we're in a buyer's market where you have more houses than you do buyers, then a lot of times those prices can be negotiated. So paying attention to which market we in is very crucial as well. And do not think that everything that you see on HGTV or even read on Zillow pertains to your actual market where you're looking to buy. Everything doesn't pertain to everyone. A lot of times, what you see on those shows, and again, they are shows, some of it is realistic, some of it doesn't. Some of it applies, some of it doesn't. This is the reason why you have a real estate professional to go over these things with you. So I say, don't believe everything that you see, and don't apply everything that you saw. Okay. And this is very crucial as well. Meaning, if you look at those shows, they'll tell you easily, oh, make an offer for 50,000 less, 100,000 less. But see, they're not telling you, oh, you can do that on cash offers, which is much more believable to be accepted. But when you're using a loan product, you can't do it like that. That's the reason why I'm telling you to pay attention to the days on market, to run your CMA, to pay attention to which market we are in. These things are very, very crucial with that. So I wanted you to take all of that into consideration when you're making an offer. Please remember to always share your thoughts and comments with me. And if you're making an offer, always share your thoughts and comments with your real estate professional because they should advise you accordingly. And accordingly meaning depending on what market you're in, where you're buying, depending on the house, depending on the price, depending on the terms and the negotiation of the offer. These are very critical as far as you winning an offer. Um, Me as a real estate professional, I have a high percentage for winning offers. And the reason where is a lot of what I just said, and there are other things that go into place, such as negotiation. Um, but I want you to really take these things into consideration because it will really, really help people to not keep going out there making numerous offers to where they get frustrated. They get frustrated. Sometimes people make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 offers, never get accepted, and they wonder why it never gets accepted. There's certain rules to the game that which I'm trying to help you to learn how to play in order to win a winning offer. So these are very critical and crucial. Again, first, listen to your real estate professional. Always have one. Do not use the listing agent as, you know, thinking that you're going to get the best terms for yourself as a buyer. You're not. They can write the offer for you in many cases, yes, but they cannot advise you because their first due diligence is to the seller. So always get your own separate real estate professional. Always study the days on the market. Very critical. Always run comp to compare to that particular house what has sold, not what's listed, but what has sold, because that's what appraisals look at. And also pay attention to which market we are in, whether we're in a seller's market, whether we're in a buyer's market, because these things will help you to determine how you will make an offer on the house that you're looking to purchase. I hope those things have been very helpful. I will be right back with my Q&A. All right. Again, I'd like to thank you for joining me. So my Q&A, my first question is, what is a FHA 203K loan? What is a FHA 203K loan? That's a very good question. A FHA 203K loan is a renovation rehab loan. It is basically where, hypothetically, let's say you find a foreclosed property or a short sale property, or you find a property that needs over $15,000 worth of repairs inside of it, and they accept FHA because, for example, if you purchase the property in a condo or townhouse community and the delinquency rate is over 25%, there's a high percentage they do not accept FHA loans. So it always has to be in an area that accepts FHA loans, for one. Two, that has over 15,000 plus of repairs to be done. That way you can use the loan to actually renovate the property. So let's say hypothetically you bought the property for 200,000 and it requires $100,000 worth of work. That's 300,000 combined. That means your loan is going to be a total of 300,000. But that $100,000 worth of work is going to be financed based off the repairs that were actually done. So that is a FHA 203K loan. What is a construction loan? What is a construction loan? That's also a good question. A construction loan is to be used for a house to be built. Okay, this is where people can actually, if you purchase land and you know that the land has been zoned for residential and you purchase a construction loan, you can actually get the construction loan and go to a small construction company or a bigger construction company and have them to build you a new home. It's similar to when you see new construction out there. Um, you always have to do your homework and do the math to see, honestly, if it's going to be like if you're going to save money doing that rather than just going to a new construction community. Some people think they can, just depending on the area. And if it is in an area where there are no new constructions being built, but yet you want it to be built, get a construction loan. You can actually go to a construction company. There are some smaller construction companies, just like there's some big construction companies, and they can help you to apply for that construction loan to actually get a house to be built. Okay. And let me see, do I have any more questions? Oh, yeah, and one just came in. You just mentioned delinquency, 25% delinquency rate. What does that mean? You just mentioned 25% delinquency rate. What does that mean? That's an excellent question. This means that in areas where condos and townhouses are, many times the community, if there's over a certain percentage of delinquency rate, meaning that if the condo fees or the HOA fees have not been paid, and there's over a 25% of delinquency in the condo or HOA fees not being paid, then that community can be flagged as not being able to be approved for FHA loans. And the reason being is FHA loan is a federal housing administrative loan. They want to ensure that there is not a high percentage of foreclosures in wherever they are financing. Even though each loan is based off the individual, sometimes with condos and townhouses, people tend to purchase them, rent them out, where sometimes the renters don't always take good care of the properties like a homeowner would be. And it gets a lot of complaints. On top of that, sometimes if renters fail to pay, then the homeowners end up being delinquent on their mortgage, which therefore causes a domino effect of the property maybe going to foreclosure. It just depends. So, in order to protect their assets, the FHA administrations do not want to finance any properties over a 25%. And in some cases, it's lower than 25%. Even though I said 25%, in some cases, it's over 20%, 15%. It just really depends. But they don't want to finance where they feel like it's a high delinquency rate of people not paying their condo fees or their HOA fees. And to be truthful, in reality is when people are looking at whether or not they got to pay their mortgage or they got to pay their HOA/condo fees, people are sometimes going to neglect the HOA/condo fees, especially if they feel like that HOA area is not doing anything. Like, depends on what the amenities are for that community. But if they feel like they're not doing that, sometimes they won't pay it. So many times the associations will slap a lien against the property, but as long as you have that first lien, as I previously mentioned, you can't foreclose on the property because the mortgage is the dominant lien. So you can't foreclose on it as long as you have that mortgage on. Now, if the property has no mortgage liens against it, but yet you haven't paid your HOA, they can file a writ to foreclose against your property, and they can gain possession of your property too. So that's what I meant when I was talking about the delinquency rate. Okay. All right. So I'll be back to talk about Roth IRA, a Roth IRA. Be right back. Thank you for joining me as always. Okay. All right. So I'm going to talk about briefly a Roth IRA. This is my, the real secrets of money segment. So a Roth IRA is a retirement savings account that allows you to contribute after tax money, and the money grows tax free. Qualified withdrawals in retirement after age 59 and a half and after holding the account for 5 years, also tax free. This tax treatment is what sets Roth IRAs apart from traditional IRAs, which allow tax deductible contributions for tax deferred growth and tax withdrawals in retirement. So, in other words, this is a good benefit for a lot of people, especially if you cannot save a whole lot of money. I know many people have 401k plans, but some people don't. So you can contribute for like individuals. You can contribute up to 7,000 if you're under 50. If you're over 50, you can contribute up to 8,000 annually. And these contributions are annual contributions and everything. They want to limit as far as the contributions and everything because your money grows in the form of compound interest when you're using this product. A lot of people don't think about this, but to be honest with you, right now, I don't care what age you are, whether you're 20, 25, 45, 55, 65. If you many people spend more than $7,000-8,000 a year on entertainment. They spend more on gambling. They spend more than that on alcohol. They spend more than that sometimes on clothing. To invest in yourself is a great return later on. If you do this and you do it for like 5 years, and even if you do it for 10 years, your money will grow so much. So if you have not considered getting a Roth IRA, I would strongly suggest it to you. And here's the thing, that's the limit that you have to do. You don't even have to put $7,000 or $8,000 a year. You can put as little as $3,000 a year, and it will still grow in the form of compound interest. I strongly suggest you to look into this. If you want more information as far as getting one, please reach out to me so I can help you. My website for that is yourwealthagentdamon.com. Yourwealthagentdamon.com. All right, y'all. I'm going to come back and talk about my topic of the day, effort. Effort. All right, all right. Look here, y'all. I'm thanking you all for joining me and being with me. Please make sure that you'll follow me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, Snapchat, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Follow and subscribe on all platforms. I greatly, 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 greatly appreciate you. So, right now, I want to talk about effort. I want to talk about the lack of effort people don't make, and I want to talk about the effort that people do make. Sometimes when you're dealing with people, whether it's on your job, in your family, in your relationship, some people are just lazy, y'all. I don't care what it is. They're just lazy. They ain't going to do much. They're not even going to do anything to lift a finger for you. And then there are some people who go above and beyond the call of duty for you as an individual. I think these people who do these things should be shouted out, because what people fail to realize is nowadays many people don't make the effort to do things for anyone but themselves. When you look at a lot of things, I don't care, even if you go out on a date, people don't always plan properly. I don't care if it comes to cleaning up. People don't put a good effort into cleaning up. I don't care if it comes to showing that you care or concern. People don't always show the effort. I think to those people who make the effort, they really need to be recognized and given their flowers while they're here. Because the one thing I realize is a lot of times when people pass away, there are so many people at the funeral. There's so many people crying. But when those people were alive, many people didn't even make the effort to pick up the phone to call them, to send them a text. Many people didn't support them when they were alive. But then when they pass away, you got all these people who have so much to say, boo hoo, and all of this. While people are alive, I think people need to make the effort to show how much you appreciate for people. You need to make the effort to reach out and talk to people. I say this to say that all we really have in this world, y'all, is the relationships that we have with people, whether you realize it or not. Everything we have can be taken away from you. The phone that you're on, you can drop it and it cannot be working. The car you driving, you can be in a car accident and don't have a car anymore. Hell, you can even break your leg or your arm, while you're driving or anything else. But the relationship that you have with people lasts forever. People will not always remember how much you spent on them, or didn't spend on them, but they're going to always remember how you made them feel. And the way that you make people feel good is the effort that you put in towards them. See, whether you make people feel good or bad, you make an effort. It's just like even a bully makes someone scared of them by the effort that they put in. And even someone who is loved and cherished, is always has memories of the people who put the effort in towards them. And I say all these things to say that the lack of effort or the effort that's given is noticed or it's not noticed, but I think that you know who the people around you who are giving, who are doing more than they can do, who are going above the call of duty. And if you don't pay attention, because you can really see how people are in their behavior. When people show you who they are, believe them. Some people are not going to make an effort to even lift the phone to call you. They're not going to make the effort to even text you, but they'll make the effort to stroll on social media all day. Where's the priority? Where's the concern? I say that to say that, listen, when you're dealing with people, when people show you who they are, believe them. And I just say that to say that the effort we make or the effort we don't make really is the key to what we have, because relationship is really all that we got. Your house can burn down today. Your car can be stolen tomorrow. Your phone can just cut off and don't work today. What do you have? The relationships that you establish with people. What effort are you putting into those relationships? Or what effort you're not putting into it? Because here's the thing. Don't wait until people are gone to give them their roses. When they're here, you could have gave them their roses. You could have made the effort to go get some flowers to give them their roses. I say that to say that people, we need to do a better job. We need to put more effort in being intentional with the people that genuinely care about us. This is everyone, because they're fake friends, fake people, fake relationships. People don't care nothing about people for real. They only can care about what you can do for them. They care about money. They care about what you can do for them, what you can give them, you know. But do they genuinely care for you? And to those that do genuinely care for you, you need to be more thankful, more appreciative, and show and spend a little bit more effort to show it. And I just wanted to touch on that subject about the effort, because I see a lot of effort by some folks and a lot of effort, a lot of non-effort by other folks. So that's my take on effort. I'll be right back with my remark of the day, my closing of the day. All right, before I give my closing of the day, please, if you're not following me on all social media platforms, please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, YouTube, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and TikTok. You don't stop. That's when I'll be turning my head. That's when I'll be looking at my TikTokers over here. But again, my recap of the day. My recap is writing a winning offers. Okay. Listen, make sure that you properly communicate with your real estate professional and you go over some of the things that I mentioned, and you should be able to write a winning offer. Trust me. Also, I talked briefly about a Roth IRA. Listen, as long as you make some contributions to a Roth IRA, I would say $3,000 a year minimum. Long-term benefits are great. Consider it if you haven't. And if you ain't considering, it's not a good thing. I would strongly say consider it. And then the effort. The effort we make truly is returned to us. It's like the seed that you plant. If you don't plant a seed, you don't get a return. If you don't make efforts, you don't get a return. This goes on your job. If you don't make the effort to work, they're going to lay you off. Poor job performance. In a relationship, if you don't make the effort to show someone that you care for them, they may say, hey, I don't feel love, and they might just stop dealing with you. And to be truthful, the effort that we put in on anything, even the work you do, the projects you do, is a representation of you. So either do it well or don't do it at all. Do your best or don't do it at all. And I say that to say, Happy Memorial Day to everyone. Thank you all for joining me as always. You are greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. I thank you for taking your time and effort to join me, and it doesn't go unnoticed. Have a great weekend, everyone.